My name is Mia, and I just landed in Salem, 1692. The whole village is shaking with fear. People are pointing, praying, screaming, because they truly believe the devil is hiding among them. Inside this house, the nightmare begins. Betty Paris and Abigail Williams are screaming, shaking, crawling across the floor, and the terrifying part? No one knows if it's sickness or something much darker. And then they do something unbelievably dangerous. They bake a so-called witch cake, hoping it will reveal the witch behind the girl's torment. But instead of finding answers, they ignite a fear that Salem can no longer control. Now the nightmare becomes official. Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba are accused of witchcraft. Minutes ago, it was whispers and fear, but now Salem has names, warrants, and its first targets. Under brutal pressure, Tituba finally confesses, and then she starts naming others. That single moment changes everything, because now Salem believes the devil has a network, and anyone could be next. Now even Rebecca Nurse is accused, an elderly woman respected by almost everyone in Salem, and that's when the village realizes the terrifying truth. If even she can be called a witch, then nobody here is safe anymore. They call it spectral evidence. Someone can claim your spirit attacked them in a vision, and suddenly that nightmare is treated like proof in court. In Salem, you don't need a weapon, a witness, or a crime, just fear. I'm inside the jail now, and it's freezing, pitch black, and packed with terrified people. Some are chained to the walls, some are praying for dawn, and the horrifying truth is, a few may die here before they ever even face a real verdict. Now Salem creates a special court, and this is where the nightmare becomes a system. Fear, religion, and power are being welded together into a machine, and once that machine starts moving, it needs victims. Bridget Bishop becomes the first person Salem condemns to death. On June 10, 1692, she is executed, and in that moment, everyone understands. This is no longer gossip, no longer panic. Salem is actually killing people now. Just weeks later, Salem hangs 5 more people in a single day. Sarah Good, Rebecca Nurse, Susanna Martin, Elizabeth Howe, and Sarah Wilds. 5 names, 5 families destroyed, and the village still believes this is justice. John Proctor tries to expose the lies tearing Salem apart. But in this village, truth has become more dangerous than silence, because the moment you question the hysteria turns on you. Giles Corey refuses to enter a plea because even his silence terrifies Salem. So they press him with heavy stones, trying to break him, but his final words become legend. More weight. On September 22nd, 1692, 8 more people are hanged in Salem. This is the darkest day of the trials, the moment the fear becomes unbearable. And even Salem starts to realize it may have gone too far. Now something crucial begins to happen. The doubts are getting louder. Ministers start warning that invisible evidence could be condemning innocent people, and for the first time, Salem's own leaders begin to fear the monster they created. And then Governor Phipps finally steps in. The special court is stopped, the machinery of fear begins to collapse, but for 20 innocent people, this realization comes too late. Salem can stop the trials, but it can't undo the graves. Even the people released from jail are not truly free. Many are forced to pay prison fees, losing their property, their families, their reputations, everything. Salem may open the doors, but it leaves them ruined. Now all I see are names. Not monsters, not witches, just people, families, neighbors, mothers, fathers, lives that fear turned into targets. Salem wasn't haunted by demons. Salem destroyed itself. Years later, Salem begins to apologize. Names are cleared, reparations are offered, and the truth finally comes out. But how do you say sorry to people who never came home? How do you repair a grave? Salem was never a fairy tale. It was a warning. Because when fear becomes louder than truth, a crowd will always search for someone to blame, someone to punish, someone to burn. My name is Mia, and I witnessed the Salem Witch Trials as they happened. But the real horror wasn't witches. It was neighbors turning on neighbors, fear becoming evidence, and an entire village mistaking panic for truth.